Hey everyone, today I'm going to talk about cash flow management. And one of the challenges of owning a small business is actually making payroll. Those in more capital intensive businesses like construction. So we have a set of tools that actually allows you to track um, the three major components of working capital and help free up cash flow so you can consistently make payroll and do other things with your money. Now, just as a reminder, we combine what we do at Charlotte Consultant Services with our advisory business. So if you do have additional cash flow, whether you want to keep it in your business to make it grow or transfer it to you through a distribution as an owner, we can help you manage that as well. But in any case, so going on to the tool set that we have, so the three major components, sorry about that. I have to share my screen. And there we go. Okay, so the three major ways to optimize your cash flow are either reducing your accounts receivable, increasing your accounts payable, or decreasing inventory. And what this tool is, this is our cash flow optimizer. Let me just unprotect my, I thought I unprotected it, but in any case, I don't know why it's not drawing on the screen. Anyway, this is our cash flow cycle optimizer. And we measure the three components that we just mentioned, the accounts receivable, payable, and inventory, based on days. So the days that those accounts are outstanding. And we come up with a formula called the cash cycle days, which in this case is 108 in our example, of how long it actually takes you to collect your cash or disperse your cash. So in this case, it's 108 days. So this particular client was having trouble making payroll. And so what we did was we looked at those three accounts to see what would it look like if we actually optimized those three accounts. So what we decided to do is run scenarios where if we needed $30,000 in monthly cash flow, how would you get there? So what we did was, because they were running on very high inventory, their inventory days was 120 days, which is very, very long. We decided to reduce inventory as well as accounts receivable and extend accounts payable because they weren't taking full advantage of their terms. And what we did was free up cash flow. So what specifically, we reduced accounts receivable by $5,000, increases payable by $65,000, and reduced inventory by $20,000. That's a total of $30,000. And what it did was actually compress their cash cycle days to 75 days from 108, and it improved it by 33 days, just simple math. But what it did was it created $30,000, which is what they wanted to do, in free cash flow every month. So it's $30,000 a month, or over $300,000 a year. So that's a simple way of let me just stop sharing my screen. A simple way that we actually go out and measure where your cash cycle is, and in cash cycle days, measure it, and then devise ways to actually help you reduce the cash cycle days to free up cash flow. And we have partners that actually help you implement certain plans, or you can do it internally. Other ways you can free up cash flow is obviously, if you optimize where you're allocating your assets, that's another way you can optimize your cash flow. And what I mean by that is if you're allocating assets to jobs that are low profitability and thus a lower return, because you're not measuring your cost structure or the profitability per job, which many small businesses don't, you're also tying up cash flow in jobs that aren't returning a lot of cash. So that's a fourth easy way you can actually, if you prioritize the jobs that you're actually bid on and win, you can actually optimize your profitability, but not only that, but optimize your cash flow. So I hope that helps. Stay well, and if there's any questions, give me a call. Thank you.